is diet culture? Diet culture. It's something in the fitness industry that irks me. It frustrates me, it rattles me, it rustles my jimmies, it shakes me to my core. So what is it? Diet culture is something that's been around for quite a long time. It is the notion that being skinny is superior, or gaining weight or being fat is frowned upon. And people, including myself, that do not fit the fitness model physique are not good enough. They haven't worked hard enough. They're not at the standard that society is expecting them to be at. I have several issues with this. Not to bad talk like the 1% of people that do fit that, but the rest of us who don't fit into that little box, it poses great problems. Essentially, diet culture has been created by companies, money-hungry companies that are preying on people's insecurities to make a profit, to make money from us. It is the constant promotion that health is less important than the way you look. And if you look a certain way, it doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. The most important thing is that you look that way. It could be argued that the presence of diet culture has been more prevalent due to social media. However, I think that this is something that has occurred for years and years and years. I'm 24 and it's for as long as I can remember. For years, magazines have put weight loss products and weight loss stories on the fronts of their magazines, even going as far to shame certain celebrities into why they've gained weight or why they do not look a certain way. It's always promoted how to get that beach body, how to lose the extra 10 kilos, how I lost X amount of weight in X amount of days, and it's always some crazy number, and usually it's a company pushing their ulterior motives and getting the magazines to advertise. And it's helpful for the magazines too, because pick up those magazines and buy them, because that's their insecurities. So it's a very vicious cycle. But it's not just magazines where diet culture is prevalent. I remember growing up, The Biggest Loser was huge. It aired in Australia in about 2006, and we would literally sit around as a family and watch it. In 2006, I was 11 years old, and I was watching a weight loss show. Like, can we just stop for a second and just think how wrong that is? I mean, it's not like it was anything out of the norm. Like, I'd go to school and talk about, you know, The Biggest Loser and who would lose the most weight, like, with my friends. Like, it was just the norm to watch this show. And that's a fault in our society. The problem with a show like that is it glamorizes weight loss, and it glamorizes fast, rapid weight loss. Each week the contestants would step on the scale, and the more weight they lost, the better they felt, and they'd obviously stay in the competition, but it was like a victory. That's actually crazy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy in anyone's circumstance to be rapidly dropping weight, because it's not sustainable. On the flip side, if a particular contestant didn't lose the weight that they were hoping to reach, or their team needed to lose a certain amount of weight and it was all up to this one contestant and they don't get it,
that's disappointing. That's a number that could send me home.
We'll just have to wait and see if it's enough.
Then it's a big disappointment. It's disappointing because they didn't drop the extra kilo that they needed. And this show was on at family times after dinner, promoting this to young kids, to teenagers, to families. It's not something that was on pay TV either. It was on free to air prime time, and that is a huge, huge issue. But obviously that show's not airing anymore. But for a lot of people, including myself, it kind of set the framework for thinking. I was, as I said, 11 years old watching, 11 or 12 years old watching this show. And so it kind of planted the seed as to how we should be thinking about health and fitness, because that's what we thought it was. You have to eat X amount of calories and do vigorous, extreme exercise to be considered healthy or fit. Fast track to now, and the insecurities continue, and companies keep on taking advantage of those insecurities. I could list hundreds of weight loss products that are advertised through social media and just always constantly thrown in our face. And you know what? People buy them because early on the seed was planted that they should be skinny, and that's what matters. If I had $1 for every time I saw a skinny tea ad, why is skinny tea a thing? And when they're constantly thrown in your face, you're familiar with it, so you give it a go. Influencers on social media promote these skinny teas. How influencer marketing works is You'll follow someone on Instagram, this fitness guru, start to build a relationship with them. You'll see their life, you'll watch their stories, you'll get into, like, you'll meet their dog, you'll meet their boyfriend, and then they chuck on their Instagram a photo of a skinny tea and them drinking a skinny tea and making all these claims about how it made them feel less bloated and how it made them feel better. Because you feel like you know this person, you buy the product. It's like a friend's recommended it to you. You trust them. You might not trust the skinny tea company because you're like, oh, who are they? But you trust this influencer because you've been following them. They've built up like a connection with you, and I guess you trust them more, like they're your friend. If you step on the scales, you may lose weight. I tell you why you may lose weight, because you're constantly pooing. You're constantly taking poos, because that's what skinny tea does. It's laxatives. I don't care if they say all natural ingredients, because senna, which is used in a lot of skinny teas, is a laxative, but it's a natural laxative because I guess it comes from a freaking leaf. But is it healthy? No. Is it benefiting your life in any positive way? No. It's harmful. Another thing I've seen being promoted on social media is appetite suppressing lollipops. What? Kim Kardashian. The Kardashians. They're celebrities. Everyone looks up to them. They've got millions of followers, which are young girls that admire them. They're fashion icons. They look gorgeous, in my opinion, and I guess in a lot of millions of other people's opinions too. But when they promote something like appetite suppressing lollipops, why? You're literally telling your audience, these young girls, that they are not good enough. You are telling them that their body's natural cues, telling them that they are hungry, should be shut down, and that they shouldn't eat in order to look as beautiful as they do. That's essentially the message when ads like this go out. And you know what? They trust him because they're a huge celebrity with a huge following, and they think, oh, if the Kardashians are doing it, then it must be good. So we are constantly bombarded with these types of things like skinny teas and appetite suppressing lollipops, and even tactics to just suppress your appetite in general. So what do we focus on? You're still interested in health, you still want to be healthy, so what do you focus on, right? If we're not focusing on dropping weight rapidly, then what do we look at? What is fitness? What is health? Well, it's just that, it's health. It's how you feel, what your body can do, and that's what you should be focusing on. And that's what we as a society should be working towards and glamorizing, rather than dropping weight quickly or looking a certain way. Sure, it's nice to look a certain way, I guess, but is it better to live a long, healthy life where you feel energized and you can do amazing things? You can pick up your kids, you can pick up your cats in my case. Or do we want to spend 90% of our life trying to drop 5% body fat? I'd rather be strong, I'd rather be healthy, I'd rather live a long life than spend all my time trying to look a certain way. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Sunday. Bye! Mwah!